Hello, let's I'm sorry, y'all. It's like I can't the shot is cut off. Can y'all see me now? See. All right, the shot is better. Sorry about that, y'all. The shot is better. Welcome back in. Welcome back in. Come in, come in, come in. Keep so this is the shot that I seen the first time. I don't know. We're back. That's all that matters. We're back. We're back. Unfortunately, I lost Instagram in that shuffle. I lost Instagram in that shuffle. It's crazy, bro. No Instagram today. What's up? What's up, Dad? I'm gonna call you when I get off this live. I'm gonna call you when I get off this live. I know I lost it. But now the head is cut off again. Is the head cut off? Now the head is cut off. Something's not right. The head is now cut off on Facebook. Oh no, it's good. It's good. All right, we just don't have Instagram. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. But Facebook is good. YouTube is good. Okay, we gotta keep going. Thank y'all for coming in here. Happy holidays. I hope that everyone kind of enjoyed this rainy weekend. All right, y'all. So today we are talking about goals versus your personal life. Is there a balance? There has to be. I want to do a disclaimer and say there has to be. There has to be a balance. We cannot expect to get the things that we want if we are not balanced. It's just that simple. Even myself. I mean, I try to create balance despite what it seems. You have to. We have to stay focused. Okay. So a couple things I want to go over. A couple things that we kind of get lost in, and I want to make sure we remain focused. Okay. So I do know when there are goals, right? When there are situations where we're at work or we're trying to get some sort of promotion or some sort of dollar amount, right? We know if we do a certain amount of overtime, we can hit certain goals, right? Every time I say the word overtime, it tickles me. I'll tell y'all that story another time. From wherever you are, please like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, balance is important, guys. Balance is very important. Without it, we will crash. It is that simple. We are human. It is not an option. Y'all, literally, I think my mom worked overtime. She like broke the I don't know. She broke some sort of budget. She worked overtime like 20 years straight, like 7 days a week. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. But okay, listen. Mom, I think I got sunburnt. I think I got sunburnt or something last week on my face. I see my dad is in here. He said it's very important. All right, y'all, let me get into some points. So, as I always say, we are only human. My mom said I had goals. You did. She's the best. We got a lot done. We really got a lot done. So Yeah, I do need some aloe vera or something. I do. All right, y'all. So here's the thing. When there is a goal and you are up at night and you are like fixated on the goal, that's normally what it takes to get it achieved. I know. So certain people are really obsessive over goals, and I recommend it. I think that you should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should obsess over your goals. It's the only way to get it done. Some people have goals in terms of fitness. I mean, like people are like obsessive over it, like what they eat, how much they work out, what they do, whatever the goal is. When it comes to starting and running a business, and you have goals in your business, it's not a game. You have to like give it your all. Obviously, I get it. But let me just go over some points. Years of this, of pushing people away, of not having a personal life, right? Like just think about the different mindsets of being fixated on a goal. Just think about that. It requires all your focus. I look at so many people say when they had small kids, they were like fixated on goals. And then by the time they got back, the child was grown, the child was, and they look back and they're like, oh my God, I missed so much. They, and the child is like, you know, blaming them. And the parent is like, wait a minute, I did all this for you. If I could recommend anything, when you have small children, balance it out when you feel like they need you the most and give them your attention. Balance it out and give them that attention because I don't want a situation where we are regretful of the time that we took for our goals. It's not fair to you or them. Childhood is so quick. That's one thing I will say. I've seen, I mean, I know I'm only the age that I am, but it seems like I've seen like so many generations go from baby to like this person my size. So quick. I think I've seen it so many times. I feel like I've seen it like 5 generations or something, even though I'm only certain age. So it goes quick, guys. We want to make sure our goals is in balance too, especially the people that we want to influence, especially our children, right? But it's easy to sort of get lost in it. It's so easy. You know, you do some sort of venture, especially in business. You do some sort of venture, and it's requiring so much from you. It's just requiring so much, and if you don't keep going, you're not gonna have whatever it is, right? So I think all entrepreneurs sort of meet that dilemma where it's like if I don't keep going, I'm going to lose everything that I've worked for. So you give more and more and more and more of yourself, and you just keep going and going and going. When you turn around, what's left of you? What's left of the time that you spent? The time that you didn't spend? Like these are things that we have to understand and balance. The worst thing in the world is getting to certain points and achieving certain goals, and you're living in regret. Unfortunately, sometimes things pop up, and we're working on something, and we have not been strategic to make time for whatever the goal is. Make time for it. Clear space in your life to make time for it. The comment is, I would listen to Wendy Williams on the radio and Oprah in the afternoon. I feel like that was an example of balance. I like that. I like that. Two different. Okay, I see the balance you're talking about. All right, y'all. Just see something real quick. Yeah, the main thing though I want to drive home is that we don't want to get lost. We don't want to get lost, y'all. That's not cool. That's not fun. It leaves a lot of regret. We don't want a lot of regret. And y'all, listen, work environments purposely put pressure on you to produce, to produce, to produce, and they're putting that pressure on you strategically, which is so just it's an oppressive way of doing things. But corporate America puts this pressure on you where you push everything to the side. They put goals in front of you. You know, you're working holidays, you're working everything you can think of because of how they systematically put these reinforcements in front of you. You know, they put this pay, you can get more money, you can do this, you can do that. So you become more dedicated to the job than you are to your personal life. They've set it up so strategically to give you compensation in ways where you are just fixated on that compensation. You are not thinking about you anymore and what's good for you. Let me tell y'all something. Money, but you have a lot of regret and no time, it's not worth the money. I just want to make sure we understand that because we are pushing things that are just not worth it to the side for money. Now I get it. Purpose. When you are driven by purpose, it's a very interesting animal. Very interesting animal when you are driven by purpose. It's hard to shut off. You know, you give the people what they want every second of the way. When I think about all the different leaders throughout history and they wanted to make sort of change and they had certain goals, there was no balance. The very successful people in the world don't have balance, y'all. If you are anything like me, my cousin, I know two cousins that are similar to me, and we have found happiness in the work. So there's very little balance for a person who has found happiness in the work. You get what I'm saying? There is no balance for a person who has found happiness in the work. So my question and the thing I want to talk to you about today is goals versus our personal life. Is there a balance necessary? If I had to say so, I would say yes. There should be some sort of balance, especially for most people. I will also balance the household with routines during the week, but the weekend would be a lot more relaxed and balanced. Facts. What you saying facts about? What you saying facts about, mom? I think grow like when we were small children, I think you were just the perfect mother. Like you were the perfect mother. Like my mom enjoyed being with us, being home with us. We were always around our family. So it was just like cool. By the time I ain't gonna lie, early on, I just was like living my own life. Like I had my own agendas, my own stuff I wanted to do. So we was living by the time my younger brother was born, all of us had our own lives. Like we all had our own lives, really. What you saying facts about, mom? I missed that. So she said you have to create balance intentionally. You are doing what you love. This is true. But let me say this, y'all. It takes time to get to what you love. It does. Not all people, and then it changes. We are constantly evolving. We are constantly changing. You have to stay in tuned with what it is that you want at each segment of life. This is not a game. Y'all have to keep checking in with yourself on what it is that is rewarding to you at that point. Sometimes it serves you to give everything you have to a job. That might serve you at that point in time. Might put you in a great financial position. It might. Other times it's you have to check in and say, wait, this point of my life is for my small children. Or not. I don't know. Some people have dynamics where they don't have to. I hear LeBron James was very successful. I like that comment. Always make sure your well-being is a priority first. This is very true. Like I seen like LeBron James talk about it, and he said that like his wife just took care of like everything with the kids, took care of everything, where she was just like, keep going, go, go, go. So he can like fixate on his craft as much as possible. So sometimes you're able to do that at certain points of life. The other times you say, you know what, you know, is there a balance, y'all? I want to hear this. Is there a possibility to even have a balance when you have goals, or no? Should all of the focus be on the goal? I'm gonna tell y'all this now. If I could give you any advice, I just want to say this. If you are doing your own business, if you are jumping out on a new venture, my advice to you is to clear time in your life, get like a segment of time that you have that you can dedicate only to that goal. If you can't clear time and you have a bunch of responsibilities, some people say, regardless of what my responsibilities are, I am dedicating to a goal. Look at what the sacrifice will be and make sure it's worth it. Some people will sacrifice it all and feel like it's all worth it. And it should be. But just be mindful of small children. They get very affected by this. Sometimes you have a great partner and the child doesn't even feel it as much. That happens. That's rare, but it happens. My mom said juggling work and parenting is tough. You have to love both so you don't become overwhelmed. Yeah, this is true. And like, make your kid a part of your work. That's something that people, forget that you can do. Make the kid a part of your work. All right, y'all. Wherever you are, please like, comment, and subscribe. Anywhere you are and watching the live later, please leave any suggestions for live topics. But to be honest with you, I don't think there's a balance. I'm just going to leave it there. I just want to get that out. I don't think there's a balance. There's not. When you want to be the very best, there's not a balance at that time. It's all focused on the goal. That's the only focus, guys. Or you won't get there. Like, you won't get there if you don't give it all. If you don't give it your all. All right, y'all. So our scale today is on how well are we balancing this goals versus our personal life. How well are we balancing? That's what I want to know. I see the comment. I made it a point to leave work at work. Yeah. That's hard. Y'all some people I know eat, sleep, and live what they're focused on. I mean, it's oppressive to not oppressive, but it's everybody's sort of everybody that you're around, your whole family is a part of the goal because of that. Especially when you're doing something great. And you might only have a small, not a small segment of time, but this might be what the focus is right now in life. So, how good are we are at balancing our personal life versus our goals? How good are we at that? That's our scale for today. How good are we at balancing this? I'll answer later on in the live. Please like, comment, and subscribe from wherever you are. All right, y'all. I'm gonna talk about some other stuff because I kind of made my point with that. I want to talk about some other stuff. Listen, y'all. I just want to reiterate some stuff that I've talked to you guys before about. When it comes to your happiness, okay, we have to stay focused on the things that locks the happiness in place. This is not optional. That's true. That's true. Oh my God, let me read this. I agree. It takes total commitment to achieve your goals, but you must make time for self-care for endurance. Listen, this is awesome, y'all. It's important to complete your goals. Yes, y'all. The balance is what allows you to go the distance. The balance is what allows you to go the distance. If you can be one of the rare people who can fall in love with the work, then you're having fun, genuinely having fun. Not saying, oh, make this fun. No, I mean, genuinely having fun during the work. You're actually being replenished as you're putting in for your goals. So you're living a different experience from somebody that's being depleted from the goals. Do you understand? All right, y'all. So I want to make some points before I get out of here. When it comes to locking your head, when it comes to obtaining happiness, remember, I say all the time, there is a constant attack on your happiness, a constantly, every day, it's like gravity, right? When your happiness is trying to be, there is gravity weighing down on it, trying to take it away. You're just one bad news away from your happiness being gone, unfortunately. So it is important to set up a fortress around your happiness. This is non negotiable if you want to experience happiness. Most people don't experience happiness because of this. And like I told y'all before, there were some new findings that I just found um, about us as people and our behaviors. And one of the things that I just found is that we focus on negativity more because it is how we survive. Negativity is a sign that something dangerous might happen, right? So we fixate on that for those survival tactics. I mean, this is how we evolved from hundreds of thousands of years ago. But today, it is taken away from our happiness. Okay, guys? I just want to make sure we understand that. So some of the things that we innately are, we have to understand them in a way that benefits us. For example, when people don't speak to us, right? That's a perceived danger. That's why your brain is so fixated on if someone spoke to you or not. It doesn't really matter, guys. I can assure you it does not really matter. A person speaking to you could have just as much venom for you as someone who was not, okay? It doesn't mean anything. We have to understand this and stop being at the mercy of how we innately are. It's keeping us sad, it's keeping us oppressed. What's up? What's up? What's up? Who that over there on TikTok? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, y'all, it's keeping us oppressed. So if we want to obtain like happiness in any capacity, what's up? What's Charles? Charles, what Charles? From where? What's up, Charles? Oh, what's up? What's up, Charles? Okay, good to see you in here. Damien's friend Charles is in the building. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you in here. All right, listen, y'all. When it comes to us experiencing happiness, this is not a game. We have to work incredibly hard at every segment of life, right? We want to make sure, first of all, you gotta have balance. It's not a game. You have to set boundaries. They said, "Welcome, Charles." Right? We have to make sure. We have to make sure. Fit. Listen, y'all. I hate to say this, and fitness has to be a part of your life, some way or form. It has to be. We are human. We have to create mobility for ourselves to even have the longevity to keep pushing forward. There are so many areas of our life that have to be in order to obtain happiness. And if one of them is not together, your happiness is at stake. You understand? It's not like, oh yeah, my finances is in order. I could just fall back. This is not the case. Because your finances can be in order, your family can be in order, your spirituality can be in order, right? But you neglected boundaries. You neglected fitness. You neglected something. So now you are under attack. Your happiness is under attack just from one thing being out of whack. In order to have and maintain happiness, all the categories is non-negotiable. I just want to go over the categories that I find to be the most beneficial to us as humans. We have a romantic life. We have a romantic category. We have our family. We have our finances. We have fitness. We have just how we handle people in general. That's boundaries. We have all of these categories that we all must manage. And if we don't, we are at stake for being miserable. That's true. My mom said one weak link can throw you off your square. It's true. It's true. I see people all the time. Finances are great, everything is great, but you choose the wrong people to keep around you. You choose leeches to have around you. You choose the wrong romantic partner. You make bad financial decisions. You spend in the worst way. Any little thing that you do that's not in order will attack your happiness. Is that simple? Here's the thing, guys. We need every category to be built up with the most strength that you have in you, so that when you are hit with negativity or something that comes your way, you have the foundation to combat that. You have no way to combat it if you are super weak. You have no way to combat it. Can you imagine? You are physically frail, finances frail. You don't set boundaries with people. You have the worst romantic partner that sucks all your energy. You don't set boundaries with your kids in no capacity. They running all over you. And then you get hit with some news from life. You don't stand a chance. It can take you out. It can take you out. You understand how important this is? We can't play games with this, with our happiness. And it is important, guys, to pinpoint exactly what is the source of our unhappiness. This is things that people don't do. Your biggest project and most important project is you. If you don't know what makes you upset or know what makes you happy, That's your number one duty. You need to drop everything and become obsessed with understanding these things about yourself. You are the only one that can give yourself the things that you want in life. No one else can give it to you. And once you built up emotionally so strong that almost nothing, nothing matters. Nothing can be. I've met not many people, but I've met some people who have obtained this. Not many people, but I have met some people. Um, some behavior analysts have that I've met have accomplished this because they understand behavior so well. Very high spiritual people I found obtain this where they're just happy. Like it's just they understand how things work so much that it's just impossible to take anything personal. They understand things are going to go bad, good, they understand they're not in control of certain things, the things they are in control of, they've taken it by the horns, right? So there are so many different types of people, different understandings of how things work. And I want to get you to the point where you understand things so much that your happiness is maintained throughout your days. All right, let me read this comment. My mom said, once you learn how to gain happiness in every aspect of your life, you begin to feel your best. Once that happens, you will do what's necessary to maintain that. It starts with a strong spiritual foundation. This is very true. That's the other category, your spirituality. I just feel like this is just my feelings. You go much further when you believe, when you have faith. There's so much, you know, amongst us, so much energy, there's so much going on that we have to have faith in God to endure what we can't see. Without faith in God, everyone wants things to look super concrete, and it's not like that. So much is going on that you can't see. Spirituality is huge for me, as far as one of the categories of your fortress, right? So just to reiterate, the fortress and the different categories you have to build up is of course, your personal life, things that you just enjoy, your romantic life, your physical life, your financial health. If your if your financial health is not good, or if you are not living a life that you can sustain, it is very hard for your happiness not to be altered at any time or threatened at any time. Same thing physically, guys. Do what you can. There's so many things you can do to add movement to your day. So I think for so long, I think for at least a generation or two, I think the fixation is on survival, right? What it is that I need today to survive. What does my kids need today to survive? So we're not focused on fitness and emotional health. And it's like those things are almost you can't see it. So you feel like it's not important, right? All you're focused on is did we eat today? Is the lights on? Those are people's focus. When you are in that sort of survival mode financially and emotionally, it is hard to strategize and even have happiness. That is a hard thing to do. What you spend your money on is important, guys. We'll talk about money. Every time I bring up money, I get a cringe feeling. Because I don't want people to, I don't know. When I talk about money, it's like people are, they want you to tell them how to get it, and I can do that, but that does not matter. It's what you do with it. Understand that money can make your life very, very stress free. So to take money and when you get it, throw it, just go cowabunga with it. These are resources that can help sustain the things that you need so you can focus on emotional health and things like that. If you can't eat today, you can't think about your any other category, right? It's important to understand your finances as best as possible. It's a fact too. Anxious people and obsessive people spend according to that. It's only very strategic, disciplined people who can manage money and not be impulsive with it. So your emotional state goes hand in hand with how you spend. Yeah. My mom said, always make your well being a priority first. Even with life struggles, a simple 30-minute walk can help. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. I know fitness was never a thing. Like when I was growing up, like we played sports. We played a lot of sports. We were very competitive in sports. I grew up playing a lot of sports. But I'm just thinking about the senses just within the community. That wasn't like a priority. Like, oh, you got to get moving. Come on, what you want to do? We just naturally played sports. But listen, y'all have to make a priority, especially with all the devices. Y'all got to understand the climate that we're in. People are on devices from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. There's nothing, people are just way less mobile than they were before. And here's the thing, something as simple, it don't take much. You can go get a ball and shoot around for 20, 30 minutes, whatever. Just find something. Do not succumb to the techno world and give yourself no sunlight, no mobility. Please make this a priority, guys. Your happiness will not, you will not be as happy without it. I can assure you. Don't push it off and think you'll get in shape later. Just a little physical, just not nothing crazy. Not nothing crazy. I ain't gotta do nothing. Yeah, I ain't asking you to run marathons and go crazy. No, little something, little something. Okay. Also, with that, here's the key to everything: consistency. Even if you take $20 a day, whatever you can afford, $5 a day, and consistently put it to the side, I'm telling you, the money, you will be shocked at how far you can go with just consistency with little contributions. Okay. Same thing with your health, finances, everything in life. A little bit. Reading 4 pages a day. How simple is that? Like these little things that don't take up too much of your time, little things, but consistently over a long period of time, mind blowing. Mind blowing. You can take one book, a life changing book. Look at the books that the greats have recommended over the course of history. Take that book that interests you the most and don't even kill yourself. Give it 4 pages a day. If it's a 400-page book, it'll be done in 100 days. But it's more likely to get accomplished if you just give it consistency, real easy, 4 pages a day, not, oh, it's taking me forever to get through this book, and you making it a big task to do. My mom said, maintain a balance in money management. This is true, mom. But mom, as I was talking, it hit me that people spend according to their emotional state. right? And their mental state. So if they're dealing with different diagnoses, it's so hard for people like that to save money or appropriate money to bring in more money. I have to think a lot about that because the issue with that is that you have to know yourself. And it's hard for people with mental diagnoses to know themselves and be aware of the condition enough to then appropriate it in ways that protects the money from themselves. But that's what has to happen. Maybe have an account that automatically takes money out or something. I don't know. There's something that has to happen though. We'll talk more about that. I do want to have topics about money. If anybody wants me to talk about money, please put it in the comments and I will talk about money. I told y'all before I want to talk a lot more about emotional and mental health before we even have one conversation about money. That's what I would like. My mom says, seek a spiritual relationship. It will be your rock in an ever changing world. It's true, guys. And you know what? I think I want to do a live on artificial intelligence because a lot of people have not given it any attention yet. And AI is moving so quickly. I just want to go over some things that it's doing. And everyone's like, no, get rid of it. It's true. I mean, I understand the idea of wanting to get rid of it. I understand that, but it's here. What can we do? But learn about what it does so we can know how we need to adjust or move or use it to our benefit or just know how to handle it. Like we can't just ignore this big thing that's going on amongst us just because we think we need to get away from it. If you really want to get away from it so bad, start petitions to stop it. But just to ignore it and do nothing, that's not the way to go. I want to talk about AI and just tell y'all what it's doing. Make it, hopefully you won't be so in fear of it. Yeah. That's what's happening, guys. It is a forever changing landscape. It is like we have to keep up. We have to keep up on how everything is going. We really do. And we have to keep up with ourselves. The landscape of the world is changing, so are we. We're changing too. We're in direct response to the things happening around us anyway. We're becoming different versions of ourselves. We have different wants, different needs. You have to be in tune with what best benefits you now versus before versus moving forward. My mom said obedience is tough but important. You may have to do things you may not enjoy to stay focused. Yeah, everything that's good for us doesn't feel good. The things that feel good normally are not good for us. Y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe from wherever you are. Thank y'all for being in here on this Memorial Day holiday. I'm gonna drive home some more points and let y'all go. Thanks to everyone who watches the lives later. Truly appreciate it. My mom said you may not want to exercise, but you have to stay consistent. Y'all, let me just get back to consistency. I think I want to do an entire live on consistency. Listen, y'all, I just want to reiterate what I said. If you take a book that you just want to tell you 4 pages a day, that's it. Don't even go beyond that. There was this guy, I heard this story. This guy went on to lose 100 pounds. And the trainer said to him, just show up and you can only stay in the gym for 5 minutes. That's it. That guy went on to lose 100 pounds because it was about just showing up. That's the hardest part, especially of working out. The hardest part of working out is showing up. The consistency is what gets you the results of everything that you're doing. So when it comes to money, when it comes to to reading and your intellect, when it comes to exercise, a little consistently goes so far. Think about whatever you can save. If you can save, I love saving. Like I love like money that you're not even counting. Like like if you could save $5 a day, if you could save $10 a day, and we look at the course of 100 days, that's money that you didn't even account for. Then you have $1,000. The consistency over time is what gets you the benefit. Exercise a little consistently just goes a long way. It increases your mobility. My mom, it hit her. She stopped, she thought it was a game. She stopped walking and then she went to do a regular task that she normally does. And she was like, yo, this is hard for me to do. She was like, oh no, I gotta walk. You don't realize with the consistency that you're doing, the impact that it's having is so much better than doing nothing, or every so often doing a whole lot and that's it. No, you want to stay consistent every day over a course of time. Okay. You want to do that physically, financially. All right, y'all, let me answer the scale. Let me answer the scale. It sound like, let me answer the scale. So how good are we at balancing our goals versus our personal life? How good are we? Where are we at on the scale? 0, we are bad at this. 10, we are great at this. Where are we? Where are we, guys? Let me hear some numbers. Let me hear some numbers. Let me know who I'm talking to. How good are we at balancing this? I think different parts of life, I was different with this. There was no balance at different parts of life. I think it's a good balance now. But I'm still not good at balancing this, actually. 7 is a safe landing space. I want to say 7. I want to say 7. I think 7 for me. 5. Thanks for the honesty. I like it. Thanks for the honesty. We in the middle there. It's hard, y'all. It's hard to have goals and not fixate until it's done. That's very hard to do. Whatever you want to change for the better starts in the mind. If you want to better your situation, change the way you think. Pivot. Mom, I want to say this. I've never seen something harder to do than to change people's mentality. So if everything starts with the mind and you have to pivot in order to get more or get something different out of life. I like that, Mom. 8, I like that. Mentalities are very hard to change, guys. So it's not this is people, I don't know what it is. It's a mixture of their genetics and everything environmental, like everything that they've experienced up until they came to the point that they're in front of you. All of that whole mixture has created their mentalities. It's hard for them to think any differently when they've seen certain outcomes there, most of their lives or childhood. if y'all don't know, if y'all haven't realized, I am a behavior analyst, and there are certain things that we do, and it's based off of genetics, and the second part is our environmental, everything that happened to us. So it's almost hardwired into who we are, how we think, how our mental capabilities are, how we spend our money. This is all wrapped up into our mentality, and that is based off of what we've experienced in our genetics. So if you want things to change for you, if you are somebody who has never had large amounts of money or happiness or anything like that, if you are someone like that, which is most people, let's just be honest, you have to do some serious rewiring of your brain, which is one of the hardest things to do. So it's up to you though. That right, mom, deprogrammed. I'm gonna tell you this. What can help with changing your mentality is going to different places where they live different. Let me read these other comments. It's hard but obtainable. You have to really want to change. The brain is a muscle. And then reprogram, right? Right. Like I tell y'all all the time. Once you start doing changes within and you start to see the benefit of those changes, I want something to click where it becomes so addictive to keep on doing work on yourself, changing how you look at things, changing the outcomes that you've been getting. Once you see the benefit of the work on yourself, I feel like at that time something will click where you're like, whoa, this is it. This is where my work lies at, right here, right here. We have been conditioned, especially men. I see a lot of men in here today. Black men have been conditioned to put themselves last. When I am here to tell you, you need to be put first. You need to focus on you first. How happy you are, what it is that you want out of life, the things that make you happy. These are the things that should be your focus. But you have been conditioned for you to be secondary, I'm sure, especially once you start having kids. Black men are pushed to a secondary status. You have to recondition this. You have to understand that you are the most important part of your life. Yeah. All the work comes from you focusing on you. Then you can be an awesome husband, an awesome father, awesome everything, awesome to yourself. I just don't think people are hardwired like that. People don't think like that. Yeah. All right, y'all. So wherever you are, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be talking a lot more about money, a lot more about what's important mentally to push forward in all the different segments of life. The comment is surround yourself with people you admire or aspire to be like, then learn their ways of money and success. I like that. I like that. When you find someone that you admire and aspire to be like, it's very hard to find somebody like this. But if you find someone like this, figure out how you can be an asset to that person. You're not just coming and taking their energy and advice. You find out what is it that they like and need, and let me try to be of service to that. Don't even come to them and say, "Is there something that you need? What can I help you with?" No, study them, and you come up with what they need and what can make things better. So the comment is learn the tools they use to create success. It's interesting. It is hard. Like maybe if I see people from afar, maybe it's something with me. Maybe other people are different. But it is hard for me to find somebody that I don't know that I aspire like. So there are two people that I don't know, but that are public figures that I really enjoy, that I really kind of aspire to be like. But it's hard for me to do that. So I don't know if other people have experienced this as well. But like I don't have access to those people, you know? So yeah, I get that comment, but I don't know if people have access to people where they're like, you know what? Now I do like that. Take a course in money management. I like that. And you have to be someone who cares about this. Like it has to bother you that you never have or you don't have certain levels of money. Let me just say that. Or certain assets. It has to bother you. You can't be content with what you have. Where is no what are we talking about? If you are content with your money, check out of what we're talking about as far as money. If you are content with how you have money and your assets and the things and the resources that you have, if you are content with it, it's nothing really to talk about. If you are not content with how much resources and money you have, the work must begin, or you will keep getting the same result. Having money takes serious discipline. It's not a game. If you are coming from nothing to real amounts of money, it takes discipline. And if we can't be consistent with smaller things, you won't be consistent with big amounts of money. I mean, you won't be able to manage it. Yeah, this is true. Some people were taught to make money work. This is the second part of it, guys. Your money should almost always go to something that's bringing more money in. When you buy something, you have to ask yourself, is this money that I'm spending benefiting me or coming back to me in some way? If it's not, I would recommend not buying it. Like my mom said, you must retrain your brain. This is so true. And it's true. Some kids are hardwired into every time they go to spend, is that bringing you in more money? Okay. Making them conscious of it at a young age, as soon as they get aware of money. I told y'all, it's me. I have two cousins that are very similar to me. And we always thought of ways to make money all the time. All the time. We always thought of ways to make money. Like that's just how I think. So I've always been like this. So I've naturally sort of looked at money in a way of how can it benefit me to bring in more money. So you have people who spend money on things that are not bringing in money all the time. My mom said, especially coming out of survival mode. Yeah. Listen, if you are coming out of survival mode, why spend in a way to put yourself back in survival mode? We have to spend in ways to keep pressing us forward or keep money constantly coming in. You buy something wholesale, you buy a box of candy, you can now sell the candy individually for more money. My little nephew, he's actually he told my brother that he wants to start a candy store, and my brother actually set up like a real business, and he's setting up a candy business. You know what? I'm going to do an entire live on vices. I am so glad you said this. My mom said, limit vices. Yes. Vices will take away all your hard work, guys. All of it. All of it. Just imagine you are making a fortune. You are making $100,000 a month, but you have a gambling problem. How sad is that? How sad is that? A vice will take away all of your hard work. And vices seem like they're not a problem until you look around and they've really taken everything from you. Know yourself. Be real with yourself on what it is that you fixate on, that you have vices about. Be real with yourself. It's just you and yourself at the end of the day. There's no point in lying to yourself. That's what vices make you do. They make you lie about them being a problem. That's what they do. It's a sad thing. Yeah, the comment is anything anybody can get caught up. Don't think you're above it. This is exactly true. Um, you think everything is cool, and then you turn around, you think it's cool. You know, a little bit indulging, got a little carried away or obsessed with something. You turn around, you like everything going, my mind going, everything going. I'm super obsessive. I know that about myself. That's why I don't do anything. I don't party. I just don't do it because I'm too obsessive. I do things in excess. So, like I said, you gotta know yourself. All right, y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are feeling very good, please share the video. Please share the video if you want to help the brand out. We will be posting when we will be going live. My birthday is coming up, so I don't know what days. My birthday is this week. I do have plans, so I don't know if I'll be live, what days I'll be live this week, but put your notifications on and we will let you know what the topic will be. I definitely want to talk about vices. I want to talk about money. Right. Happy Memorial Day. Please enjoy. This is the unofficial kickoff to the summer. So, let's enjoy. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next live.